this week's MyBoat feature.
If you don't look after the routine maintenance for your stern drive or your outboard, changing the anodes and looking after the corrosion issues, it can start to get ahead of you like it has with this stern drive. So this week on MyBoat, we're going to show you how to refinish this, and we're going to work with the experts at Bridgeport in their outdrive shop and take you through the steps using Mercury paints to bring this back to what it looked like when it was new.
Well, Mike, the first step is let's get sanding.
Yeah, it's going to be a bunch of work, but it's got to be done. When sanding aluminum, use only aluminum oxide paper. Also skip steel wool and steel brushes to ensure you don't contaminate the aluminum with dissimilar metals. This is certainly the tedious element, but without careful prep, the paint will fail prematurely. Well, we've got all the dust blown off of here. What's the next step in the prep, Shane?
Well, it's very important to get all the contaminants off the surface. So you want to use something like an acetone. We'll give it a good wipe down and we'll get it set up for paint.
Okay, excellent. Well, now that Shane and I have done the tedious work prepping the case for paint, we're going to use Mercury's in-house paint system that you can buy from any dealer, starting with their primer. And you have to use the primer that is made specifically for aluminum, and of course their black paint, and finish it all off with a clear coat. The best setup to paint the case, if it is off your motor, is to hang it. When applying the primer or any paints, first apply a light or flash coat with steady sweeping motions to the entire drive case. Next, follow that up with a wet coat to completely cover the aluminum with an even layer of primer. After just 1 hour of drying time, lightly sand the primer to create the required mechanical grip for the color coats. Ensure that you blow off all of the dust. Apply the Mercury Phantom Black the same as the primer. First a flash coat, then a wet coat for coverage. Work smoothly and apply the paint consistently to avoid runs. With the first coat on, since this is a quick dry formula, you can proceed with the second coat within 5 minutes. The final step is to add a coat of Mercury High Gloss Clear Coat to enhance the shine and level out any imperfections. As with the Phantom Black, 2 coats of clear can be applied in one session. Well, there you have it, the finished product, and it's looking pretty good. A couple of tips here. Number one, we're working with a casing that existed over here at Bridgeport. So if you're doing your own motor, obviously you don't have to take it off the boat, just mask things. Also, if you've got very heavy corrosion, an extra step will have to be done in here to fill all of the pits in the aluminum case with a marine grade fiberglass filler. Now, ultimately though, if you've really got a bad case of corrosion going on with the drive, there's no substitute like bringing it to the professionals like Bridgeport so that they can have the entire thing media blasted and professionally refinished for you. But for a little bit of work, DIY and some cans of spray paint from Mercury work quite well.